Siskiyou County meeting, July 12th, 2023, and it's been a busy month. I know everybody's out on fire assignments or doing great things in the heat of the summer, so we don't have as many participants, but we won't let that stop us. We'll just keep on going. So we're going to start with introductions, and I'll see at the top of my list is Susie Brady. Susie, would you introduce yourself and then choose someone after you?
Sure. Good evening. My name is Susie Brady. I'm the Fire Prevention Specialist, Unit Information Officer for CAL FIRE Siskiyou, and I will go to Jeremy Johnson.
Good afternoon, Jeremy Johnson. I'm the pre-fire engineer in the CAL FIRE Siskiyou unit, and I will pick Joey Hott.
Hi, I'm Joey Hott from Black Mountain Fire Safe Council, and I also work with Dell and Giselle Nova with their Able Tree Service. I'll pass it on to Kristen.
I'm Kristen Norman. I am Giselle Nova's administrative assistant for the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County.
Who will you pass it to, Kristen?
Sorry, I'm also trying to take notes and write everyone's name down. Sorry. I'll pass it off to Greg Dinger.
I'm Greg Dinger, Mount Shasta West, just a member of the community and the guy with the record button.
He helps us with a lot of our tech stuff, or me anyway. Go ahead and pass it to someone, Greg.
Yosef.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yosef Jalil. I'm the California Area Director for CORE, a nonprofit that will be working in Siskiyou County. I'll go ahead and pass it to Marjorie King.
Marjorie King, I'm leading Juniper Flat Fire Safe Council. And I pass it to Ada.
I just saw on Facebook you're having a meeting, so I was just curious. I live in Siskiyou County. I don't know who to pass it to because I don't have the list of people.
Maybe Daryl.
Okay.
Okay.
Pass it to who?
Daryl Laws.
Oh, okay. Oh, is he here? All right, Daryl Laws. Oh, there he is.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I am Daryl Laws. I'm the unit chief for CAL FIRE Siskiyou and the Siskiyou County Fire Warden.
Thank you. Daryl, who would you like to pass it to?
You're gonna have to help me out. I can't see it. I'm on my phone. I'm driving.
Oh, well, I will introduce myself and then we'll go to Jen. I'm Giselle Nova. I'm the coordinator for the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County, and missing tonight is Jamie Tarn, our president. She was unable to attend, and that's why I'm leading the meeting. So I pass it to Jen Erickson.
Hi, my name's Jen Erickson. I'm the Forest Fire Prevention Officer up here on the Klamath National Forest. And the only person who I think has not been picked is Michael Hentz. So I pass it to him.
Thanks, Jen. Michael Hentz. I work with the Mid-Klamath Watershed Council. We administer the Happy Camp Fire Safe Council. And what a great group. So thanks, everyone. And I do not know who's left. So whoever's left, speak up or we're all done with this.
That's right.
We're done. Yeah.
I think we are done. All righty, let's go on to the next item on the agenda. Anybody want to add anything to the agenda? Are you happy with what we've got? If you do, please put something in chat and we'll try to get to it when we can. Our first item is the Community Wildfire Defense Grant update, and it's a yay for that update. We actually got our grants and agreements forms started, and so it looks like we're on the road to making that happen real soon, and we're tickled pink about it. And I see Margie has her hand up. Margie, what's up?
Did Jay Johnson introduce themselves?
Yes, Jeremy Johnson, he did, right after Susie.
Sorry, okay.
So any questions about the Community Wildfire Defense Grant? That's the almost $10 million that we got for home hardening and defensible space throughout Siskiyou County. We'll be choosing communities to treat, and that's going to be a whole nother thing as putting together that team. But Joseph is here, CORE is our partners, and CORE will be working with us to make that happen. Any comments, questions, concerns?
Giselle, I've got something. This is Jen.
Oh, hi, Jen.
Hi. Hey, I was going to include this as part of my update, but I think it's more timely to say this now. We are anticipating another round of grants being offered with proposals. They're going to have that open for 90 days, I believe. So that's another opportunity to apply for the community wildfire defense grants. We haven't heard exactly when that's going to come out, but the Klamath is planning on tentatively hosting a workshop to help people who are interested in applying for those grants on the 27th here in Wairika. So that's July 27th. That is tentative because we still don't have a date on when they've been announced, but just want to put that on everybody's calendar. And when that happens, there will be a press release about it, and I will reach out to Giselle and the other fire safe councils to make sure they're aware of this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the more the merrier, and we'll get our county treated. This is the first time since we've operated for 20 years that we've had so much money available to us for this kind of stuff. So we're really pleased. And we thank the Forest Service for offering it. All right. Anybody else? Marjorie, you have your hand still up. Do you have another question?
No, I just am trying to sound stupid and I forgot to take it down, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, the Worm Burner Golf Tournament.
Oh, hold on. Giselle, we got to get Joey to get muted. He's got a lot
Joey?
there he goes. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Joey.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Kristen.
And Perry just got on, so maybe he can introduce himself.
Yeah, Perry, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Perry Daniels. I'm a board member of the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County and also of the Lower Scott River Fire Safe Council.
And
Glad to have you here.
Also Julie Titus and Yvonne Ray just jumped on. So
okay.
Julie, you want to introduce yourself, and then Yvonne?
Hi, I'm Julie Titus, and I am retired Forest Service and doing some consulting and helping across the county in every aspect I can regarding fuels and wildland fire protection. So,
and you have your Fire Safe Council hat in the background there.
Oh yeah, there it is up there.
Yeah. And Yvonne?
Hi, this is Yvonne with the Klamath River Fire Safe Council. Nice to be here today.
Yeah, nice to have you. Okay, and okay, action item B. Kristen, would you give us an update on the Worm Burner Golf Tournament?
Sure. We finally, it took a while for the Rain Rock Casino accountant has a lot on her plate, so it took her a while to calculate all the total that was brought in from the first annual Worm Burner Golf Tournament was 32,000 approximately. So that's amazing and awesome. And, you know, I'm sure there'll be lots of ways we can increase that for next year. We learned a lot from this first go around and had a lot of great sponsors that hopefully will sponsor us again next year. And I'm almost handwriting 100 thank you letters to every single sponsor and volunteer group and getting those off in the mail. And is there anything else?
Well, the large portion of those sponsors that donated tons of things and money to the program were acquired by Miss Kristen Norman. And we
Well,
really appreciate all
a
the work. You
handful,
work so hard.
a
Work so
handful,
hard.
not that many. There was the Rain Rock Casino people really had a lot of boots on the ground, literally like working the streets and going door to door. I just happen to have connections with people that I've been family friends with or known through life experiences so that I was able to call on. So yeah, we were lucky that we had a lot of people step up and had a lot of generous donations.
Well, thank you so much for your hard work, Kristen, on that.
Yeah, it was fun to debut for anyone who didn't hear the first update. It was Ready Raccoon's big debut for Siskiyou County, and I'm almost ready to make the new Siskiyou Wildfire Ready Raccoon Facebook and Instagram pages live. I'm not good at social media at all because I don't do it in my personal life, so it's been a little bit of a learning curve, but so keep an eye out for some fun pictures of Cal Cougar from Cal Fire, their mascot, and of course Smokey Bear, Forest Service mascot, was there. So a lot of fun pictures to put out on social media coming in the next few days. So keep an eye out if you're a
Awesome.
social media person for that.
Well, thanks again for all your hard work on Ready Raccoon. If it weren't for Kristen, we would not have a mascot. She grabbed hold of that and ran with it and did such an awesome job. Wait till you see him if you haven't. It's really awesome. So
yeah, he's made some fun appearances. So
yeah. All right, moving on. Cal Fire update.
Daryl's gonna start it off. Go ahead, Chief
Okay.
Lawson.
Hey, apologize, I'm on my phone, but yeah, we've moved into fire season as far as everybody's on that we brought all of our seasonals on. I believe we're at 128 seasonals. Everything is staffed, our dozers, our crews, all of our engines. We've had, I would say, light to medium activity as far as fires, some lightning, along with along with the Klamath and the SHF. But happy to report that we've caught all the fires to date, several small fires, and we're working on fuel reduction projects. We did a small VMP burn yesterday at White Rock Range out in Grenada. About 30 acres is all. And then I believe the Trex group, they burned down in Butler Flat for 9 acres also yesterday. And, things are, we're just plugging right along, moving forward. So Susie, you can take over and give the rest.
Hey, Daryl, you guys were burning yesterday as well. Is that what I'm hearing? This is Mike Henson, Happy Camp.
Yeah, affirmative. Yesterday, or was the day before? My days are running together. So we
It was
burned on
yesterday.
it was yesterday on the 11th. Yep, we
Yep.
burned yesterday.
Congratulations. It's amazing that we can find these windows even at this time of year to burn safely at these strategic properties. So great job.
I agree.
To tag on to Daryl, we also have another one planned for next week as well on the Shasta Valley Refuge that we'll be doing as well. And then before I turn it over to Jeremy, I did have one quick question. We are ramping up for the Siskiyou County Golden Fair. That's coming up in August. Giselle, we've heard rumors that the Fire Safe Council was having their own booth this year. Is that true, or will you be joining myself and Jen this year as well?
Well, we will be joining you and Jen, and we can talk more about that later. I'm sorry. I thought I made that clear that we were going to go ahead and join you because of the requirements that we have to be there for 24/7, or actually 5 8s or 5 10s, and we don't have the staffing for that yet. So we will join you if that's good with you all.
Absolutely. We'll talk offline, and then I'll
Okay.
turn it over to Jeremy.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. So the grant solicitation is going to be back up in the fall around October to November. So make sure you work through your local battalion chiefs with projects they already have identified as their priority projects in the unit. And you can find these priority projects in the unit fire plan. Another note, fire hazard severity zones are in their second comment period in the SRA. And that's going to close in early August. And currently the old zones are still in effect. And then we will be looking at reviewing and mapping the local response area fire hazard severity zones sometime in January of 2024. And then an update on the Siskiyou unit fire plan. It's currently sitting on the Board of Forestry desk for review, and it will be posted on the fire.ca.gov website soon. And I'll link the fire plan website and the CAL FIRE grants website in the chat and the report.
Thank you, Jeremy. Anybody else from CAL FIRE? All right, then let's move on to the Forest Service. Jen?
There we go. Hi. Okay. So all of our fires, as of now, have been called out. The largest fire that we've had this year was 2 acres, and we've mostly been busy with lightning fires. Of the 46 fires that we've had so far this year, let's see, 38 of them have been lightning caused. So that fire that was 2 acres was the Marble Fire, and you may have seen a press release from us that we ended up needing to medevac one of the smoke jumpers off of that fire. Is really, really nasty terrain, steep with lots of snags. And it had been quite hot. So we ended up medevacing one of them off with a heat-related illness. He is doing much better now. He's back to work and on the jump list again. So I'm happy to be able to share that with you guys. He's made a full recovery. So other than that, it was a pretty quiet 4th of July. We had ramped up and had a lot of additional resources on forest because of the lightning fires we'd been having. So we had them through the 4th of July, and thankfully didn't really need them. So we're preparing for the heat that's coming up this weekend, and we did place our order for the Type 1 helicopter to come to Siskiyou for the season on the 15th. So we're getting a Black Hawk with a 660-gallon bucket that will be based out of Siskiyou for the fire season. And we're, we've been evaluating the need to implement fire restrictions. We're looking at that pretty closely now and talking to our neighbors. So don't be surprised if we come into restrictions. Our 1,000-hour fuel moistures are pretty low right now. We still are having high live fuel moistures, but with the heat that's coming up, we're kind of anticipating kind of moving that direction. So that's the end of my report. And I'll go ahead and I'll put a link into the Community Wildfire Defense Grant page for the Forest Service in the chat if you guys have interest in reading. Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Any questions for Jen? Any comments?
I have a quick question. Is there any plans for the KNF to do any prescribed burns besides CAL FIRE?
No, we're done with prescribed burning for the spring season. Thanks for asking.
Perfect. You're welcome.
All right. Moving along, is there anybody from the Shasta Valley RCD? Well, our liaison, Lindsay, took a job somewhere else, and so they haven't replaced her yet, but hopefully we'll get somebody that can come to our meetings and talk to us about what they're doing, including prescribed burning. Is there anybody from the PBA? Okay. Scott River Watershed Council. Okay. The Bioregional Ecology Center. Sierra Nevada Conservancy, are you here? OES. Nancy said she couldn't be here today. Red Cross, no one. Pacific Power, not here. NRCS, not here. Siskiyou County Air Quality, not here. Siskiyou County Sheriff's, not here. CHP, not here. Siskiyou County Natural Resources, not here. And then Stevens funding update. Jen, do you know anything? I haven't heard anything recently. We're working on some Stevens funding, and we got the Bray, which was a archived one, and they brought that back to life. So we're going to be working out in Bray on Stevens funding. I have not heard when it's opening back up. Have you, Jen?
I spoke to our forest fuels officer, Josh, and he's not aware of when they would be opening up. But if there are any ideas for projects that you want to talk about now, it's better to do that beforehand. So keep on planning that way, but we don't have a date for when those are going to open up.
All righty, thank you. Okay, we'll go to Fire Safe Council updates. Black Mountain.
Yeah, I'm here. This is Joey Hott with Black Mountain. I haven't done too much out in Black Mountain KRCE country in a while, but I have been scouting out some spots that need to be done. I did gain a whole bunch of work out on A12 on Modoc Avenue. I've gained the whole entire street of doing weed whacking and tree trimming and Fire Safe Council work out there for the past 3 months. I got probably anywhere from 10 to 15 acres of grasslands all weed whacked and several trees limbed up. This fall, I'm going to be doing some burning out there, some tree trimming and burning out there this fall and winter when we get back into the moist season and when we get burn season back. Other than that, I gained the whole street of all of Modoc out there, and that's about all I've done.
Well, thank you for your hard work. Copco Lake's not here. Dunsmuir, Kristen, do you want to speak for them?
Sure. So Linda Shaven is usually our fearless leader down here in Dunsmuir, but she's got a lot on her plate right now, caring for family members. So we actually, oh, Joey, can you mute, please? Thank you. So at our last meeting, which was almost a month ago, we meet every fourth Thursday of the month, and we voted. It was actually almost unanimous vote to bring the Dunsmuir Fire Safe Council back to life, which has been defunct for I don't know how many years, and we all agreed to add Castella. So it is now the Dunsmuir Castella Fire Safe Council. So that's exciting, and we are gaining momentum with that and getting Firewise communities activated down in the Mountain and Butterfly Avenue, which Linda got a small micro grant from the Ford Family Foundation to fund barbecues for work party days. They call them parties with the purpose. So have a work day clearing defensible space in the neighborhood and clearing, long roadways for evacuation, and then have money to pay for all the food and drinks for a barbecue after the workday. So we're flying that as kind of a pilot, and then we'll hopefully, what we've been told is that if it's successful, which it probably will be, then we can continue that and get funding to start other communities going with that same program. So that's exciting. And I am starting to put the word out on the streets in my neighborhood in Castella with all my neighbors, and everyone's really excited about getting that on board. And a little kind of caveat is that, we're straddling the county line, which some folks that are involved in the Fire Safe Council say that's really a positive, will be beneficial, because we can get, some Shasta County funding into the pot as well and work with the Shasta County RCDs. There's actually a member in the Fire Safe Council group that works for both the Shasta Valley RCD in Siskiyou County and also the Western Shasta RCD in Shasta County. So that's she's a really great asset that's working closely with us. So we're really rallying the troops down here in South County, getting things going and having the CAL FIRE grant that we are, the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County is the fiscal sponsor for, but Linda is implementing for Dunsmuir to get evacuation, getting CEQA done on 800 acres and 100 and, am I right, Giselle, 180 acres of fuel reduction done down here. So we're just really trying to get landowner agreements signed, which is an uphill battle.
That's correct.
We're
Well,
working on it. So that's all we got for Dunsmuir.
Well, Vestra has been hired to do that CEQA, and we've discovered we do not have to have everybody sign up in order for them to complete that. The archaeology will have to be done at a later date on the lands that wish to be treated if we can't get them in the first round of folks. So anyway, I'm feeling very confident that Vestra is going to do a great job for us. And so
one
anyway.
fun update is that we did had a wildfire ready raccoon cameo at an event at Dunsmuir Elementary, the last day of school party, that we actually got the Dunsmuir Fire department to bring their engine and spray the huge massive, that was like the water feature for the water play day. The kids went crazy and they got their wildcat mascot out and danced to the wildfire ready rap song with Giselle's grandson, who was in our Ready Raccoon costume. So it was a really fun event with all the parents, and kids at Dunsmuir Elementary. So that was fun.
Yeah, it's always good, and the kids just love it. They do. It's a good asset to our entourage. I really appreciate him. All right, and then we go to Greater Wee. No one here. Hammond's Ranch. Anybody here from Hammond's? Happy Camp. Michael.
Oh, I'm hitting the unmute. Hello, everybody. So glad to be here. So often there's something else going on these late nights and can't always make them, and I'm happy to be here. So the Crook Tribe, Mickwick and Partners did conduct a really impressive prescribed burn last Tuesday, Wednesday, the 5th and 6th of July at Tishonik, a very important cultural site out of Orleans, California. Over 2 nights, I think we burned 36 acres. And I'm just so happy to hear from like Daryl Laws and others that people are out there trying to do similar work when we can. I think there's a much greater community acceptance because we've been doing this for years and years. The cultural practitioners, we've been burning at Tishonik for now 5-6 years in a row, are really seeing incredible results as far as the plant communities and the useful plants that are coming back as a result on a really, again, important tribal site. So that was an impressive thing to be a part of, because it always gives me anxiety when we're actually starting fires on purpose in July 5th and 6th, So it was neat to conduct that really safely, effectively with an incredible team. Back on June 20th, we had a community wildfire protection plan meeting in Happy Camp. And this is an ongoing kind of update revision so we could submit it and get final signatures. We had 55 people coming out to that event at the Crook Tribal Chambers here in Happy Camp. And that was incredibly motivating to see such a turnout in Happy Camp that really cares about fuels reduction and property protection. So that's something. The crew, we have 6 full-time workers working every day. So we're actually pivoting this last week or so to really intra-community defensible space residential properties. And we're going to continue that until we run out of money. So, that's really good to work close to homes. And I think I have 38 cards that have been filled out by local community members. Most are elderly, low income, some disabled. So the fact that we can show up and work for half a day or a day at these properties is important, and just meeting everyone. You know, when you coordinate this stuff, you actually meet with landowners at their homes and you build relationships. And that's just, again, empowering. And then we do have some chipper days coming up. We did win a grant. We have a brand new huge chipper. So we're going to be conducting that, but we're just continuing our work in Happy Camp as much as we can. It's kind of a long process. You know, there's a bigger picture out there, but we're up and running, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So thank you, everyone. And I will say this, I was a part of the Worm Burner golf tournament. I participated and played in it. I can't tell you how impressed I was with how well that event went on. I grew up playing golf, worked on golf courses, and I was floored by how wonderful of an experience and what an incredible event. And I can't even believe how great the whole thing was across the board. So thanks, Kristen, and everyone who participated and put that on. Congratulations. And I just want to say it's really good to be a part of this whole group. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Michael. You've done a lot of good things, and thank you for your compliments on the Worm Burner. And it was not just the Fire Safe Council, that was Rain Rock Casino that stepped up and came to us, and we were glad to be a part of it as well. It was an awesome, and they're going to do it every year, they say. So here we
So
go.
tell all your friends and family that like to golf that next year, first week of June, will be second annual Worm Burner.
Right. And there's a car involved if you can get a hole-in-one on the third hole. So anyway.
I wish I made that shot, actually, but I didn't.
I wish we were hoping for you, but anyway. All righty, going on. Horse Creek, anybody here? Juniper Flat, Margie?
Hi, everybody. And thank you for your great work, Kristen, Giselle, and everybody. This is awesome. We are preparing to, was it 2 years ago? We're working on an evacuation project, which includes signage and clearing along the road edges. And we did 20 miles in the Mount Shasta Vista subdivision. We did 2 sides of 20 miles of road. We have a total of 65 miles of road here. So we did that 2 years ago, and we took out dead and dying trees in the brush and all the shaded field break stuff. Now there are a lot of trees that have died or are dying since then. So we're waiting for one to be available. Go back and take care of those. We will do some chipping for private properties there when we do that. So that's the one thing. One thing that I'm not sure how much we influenced. Our Cal Fire Weed Battalion Chief Scott Irvine was at a community meeting, and he told people that I'm sure you're aware of what goes on out here. There's a lot of greenhouses and a lot of plastic. And about before the lava fire, that we estimated there were 3,500 people. Now there are maybe a quarter that many. There's between 800 and 1,000 people. So we have a lot of abandoned greenhouses. The property, the owners are gone. And so Scott told the group that I cannot bring my firefighters into an excessively dangerous situation. Plastic burns, it is toxic smoke. They're not coming in unless you can do something about it. So I'm not sure if that was the impetus, because people have been muttering around and talking about what are we going to do about this and stuff. But I think that might have been just the kick in the pants they needed. The Property Owners Association board went to a lawyer and said, you can't just go in private property and clean it up. So they got a system set up. They have to send like 5 letters. The last one you have to sign for, and telling people if you don't clean up your property, we're gonna charge you for the up, and then if they don't pay that bill, they can put a lien on the property. Get it sooner or later. So they set up a thing, they can reimburse people up to $2,500 for dump fees. All the work is volunteer. So we have some pretty enthusiastic volunteers, but you know, run out after a while. So for a while I was seeing trucks and trailers driving by every day loaded with plastic and junk. So it's working. But I haven't seen them lately. I don't know if it's just too hot or just need a break or whatever. But that is a good thing, and it's going to impact the fire safety out here a lot. I'm really enjoying working with Scott. All of the CAL FIRE, I've worked with like 5 or 6 of them now, battalion chiefs, and they're all always awesome. He's our most recent awesome guy. Had our first in-person meeting was it 2 days ago. First time in 3 years. We're in 3 years. It was a very successful meeting. Scott was there. Grizz Adams from May 10th Fire Chief was there, and then 3 of us just regular. And it was good. We're planning some educational outreach to the community. We'll have a soccer tournament sometime in the fall. It's really well. It's a big deal. Everybody's out there all day. There's food. Everybody's there. And the children are there. We don't generally see children at our meetings. But this is a good thing. And we're going to do some educational outreach there. I talked about. Scott talked to the community. He said he'd really like to see everybody get fire extinguishers. So he's going to do a little fire extinguisher demonstration. Do a CPR demonstration. There's a guy, I think at the college or somewhere, that teaches CPR, and we're gonna have just a demonstration and then encourage people to sign up for the all-day class.
All right.
See what else. It's a good thing for the 2 fire chiefs to get together. I think that most of the time when they see each other, they're standing in front of a big fire. So just give them a chance to some team building. That was good. And Grizz took me and Scott on a tour of the fire station, and we talked about their equipment. Showed us all their trucks and all their gear.
That sounds fun.
It is fun. I love learning about fire. I would just like to follow them around all day sometimes. You see exactly what they do. They talk about laying out hoses and this and that. I just really like to see the process.
Yeah.
And I went into the last few months of this project. It's been incredibly stressful with all the resistance and all the drama, the county legal issues and all kinds of stuff. It's been very stressful, and I think I'm probably not going to apply for another grant immediately. I need to take at least a year off. Burnout and multiple health issues I'm dealing with.
Well, we appreciate you and how you've hung in there, and we're here to support you where and how we can. And we appreciate CAL FIRE has been out there and supporting you well. And
so one relatively easy project I might want to take on. I don't know if they would do it. Would be so the Shasta Vista is by far, Juniper Flat serves a 36 square mile area. Shasta Vista is 6.5, and then 1/6 of that. However, it is the densest vegetation and the densest population by far. So that's why we focused on this area. But we're only working in 4.5 square miles of that. So we have 2 square miles where we've done nothing, and people they don't get it. You know, why aren't you don't care about us?
yeah.
Only one person, there's only 3 years. So, but I would be interested in going into those other 2 sections. They're 1 square mile each. They're separate from this.
Yeah.
maybe just doing along the edge of the road and putting in evacuation signs. I don't know if I can go through this thing of trying to convince people to let us work on their property.
Well, that's something we can think about and discuss, and maybe we'll find a way to get some of that stuff done without so much stress. We'll powwow on that, Margie. We're having a little bit of a hard time hearing you.
Sorry.
So
Is that better?
a little better, yeah.
Yeah, this would be pretty stress free. The hard part is getting people to let us on their property. We spent a little over half our fuel reduction money, so we've got a lot done. It's just not as much as I had hoped. It was a very different community than it was 4 years ago when I was writing this. The community was very cohesive, and there's been a lot that has kind of split the community. Legal issues with the county and the lava fire and what happened there, and it's just the community is just fractured and splintered.
True, it's a very challenging area. And again, I appreciate that you're willing to take that on and stand by those people there, because that's really hard. All righty. Anybody have any questions for Margie?
Well, I was just gonna say, Margie, keep us updated on the tournament, the soccer tournament and outreach event you're planning in the fall, because that sounds like the kind of thing that Ready Raccoon should be at if it's a lot of kids. So let us know and we can coordinate that.
Okay, that would be awesome. I hadn't even thought of that. Thank you.
And then the other thing is we can talk to Joe with Red Cross, because you're talking about getting in fire extinguishers. I'm not sure if you're aware that Red Cross actually not only gives out, but if people are willing to let them go into their homes, they will actually go in and install as many smoke detectors that the home needs. So that's a really awesome program that the Red Cross does, that we can connect the dots with you and Joe and see if you want him to come out to that event as well. He could get people signed up for that.
Would be good. I'm not seeing people inviting you into their
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it's a option.
Well, I already have.
Oh, you have yours. Well, you might find a few people. Who knows? Well, Margie, we're going to move on. We're having, like I said, a little bit of hard time hearing you. We're going to go on to Yvonne, Klamath River.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can see you too. Hi.
Great. Hi. Let's see. I watched the video of last month's meeting. I just like to keep myself apprised of what's happening. I really appreciate you guys having these every month and all the resources that are available. There was a community event. I think the last time I was on, I was talking about a potential community event at the Klamath River Community Hall site. And it was decided that was just strictly going to be social. And it was, and I attended and just made connections again with people that, have been dispersed and whatnot. So that was good. And I did get from the last meeting that you all were trying to reach me to assist, with information for a community event, which when there is one where the fire safe councils and such would be invited to, have information, I will utilize you. So far, I don't have a date for anything like that at this point. When people were talking about the prescribed burns, I think that is excellent. There have been just landowner have done that in Klamath River, some of the places that were already had fuel reduction on them, and then they did some underburning this in the rainy part of June, just as private citizens, and that was really nice. And then the next thing, I have there's two things that people are talking about around here, which is, since the grant for fuels reduction in Siskiyou County wide is being discussed. Some of the people in the Klamath River area were wanting the Round Mountain, the east side of Round Mountain, to be considered to be included in that fuel reduction plan. So I wanted to put that out there. And then also the other thing I would like to do is get myself introduced to who is at Oak Knoll now. I'm not sure who the staff is anymore. You know, the pandemic, like I said, and the different changes that have happened. I really have lost touch with Oak Knoll. So at some point, I would like to either go up there and shake hands or something. If anybody has any suggestions as to the best contact person who's there, I would appreciate that. And I also have a volunteer who's here for the summer who is interested in some, I don't know what he wants exactly, but he thought if he could talk to some of maybe the hot shots or somebody up at Oak Knoll, that he could get educated about red card training, something like that.
Well, Jen Erickson has her hand up. She probably can answer those questions.
Great.
Hey, Yvonne.
Hi.
So give me a call and I can arrange to get you tied in with the Oak Knoll folks. No problem. And I can
Wonderful.
probably also talk to you about or talk to your contact who's interested in getting a red card. So I can help you with both of those things.
Okay, great. I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
And that's my report.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Yvonne? Comments, suggestions?
Yeah, just keep us updated on when you get community event planned. And I went ahead and did an order for some of the Ford Family Foundation Rural Community Builders swag, you know, that they have available to give out to rural community builders. And so, yeah, and I can connect you with those folks, and you can, there's a lot of different, and this is actually for anyone out there who doesn't already know about this, like Michael Hentz and, you know, any folks that are in, you know, Siskiyou County. That's the Ford Family Foundation's area that they serve, and they have a kind of a subsidiary, I don't even know what it's really, if it's a separate entity, but that has a separate website and different staff. So it's called Rural Community Builders, and you can just Google that, and anyone, you know, any nonprofit can request. They have all these different options, really high quality stuff too, like stainless steel insulated water bottles, really beautiful embossed fox leather notebooks, picnic blankets, coffee mugs, like all this really great stuff that you can just order, and they send it to you for free to give out to folks that are really stepping up. And, you know, like we're giving them out to in the Dunsmere area to the folks that are starting the Firewise USA communities and organizing their neighbors, you know, and coming to our meetings, you know. So it's really nice to have something like that to give out to folks that make the effort to come to meetings and step up to take things on. So
okay, great. Thank you for that. That just reminded me, we have the Fire Safe Council here in Siskiyou County is also partnered with a nonprofit called Free the Need. And one of the things that we've done with Free the Need is provided brochures, the hardening, the Fire Safe Council brochures for defensible space and hardening your home. And we have for several years in a row put those in the back to school giveaway backpacks. So there's approximately 400 or so backpacks that are distributed in Siskiyou County, in downriver as far as Happy Camp, and then into Wairika and Fort Jones, those areas. So I'm not sure this year, I think we're out of those brochures, but perhaps there are some brochures or something that we can provide. That's on the 16th of August.
okay. Yeah,
So-
I will the California Fire Safe Council has a link on their website where you can order a bunch of free brochures from them, but their defensible space and home hardening brochures are actually out of production right now because they're being updated for the new zero zone parameters. And so your best bet, I'll send you these links too. And this is for anyone who needs this kind of stuff, is it's actually the NFPA that does all the Firewise USA brochures. And so they have a website where you can order, it's all free. And you don't pay for anything. They just ship it right to you. And so I would say the Firewise USA brochures are actually the best that I've seen. That's what I like the best. So, and yeah, anyone can order those. So
great.
Then do that.
And Michael Hintz is adding that he forgot to mention that the Happy Camp Fire Safe Council will have a Firewise youth event in Happy Camp on July 28th in partnership with the Happy Camp Community Center Summer Youth Camp, the Karuk Tribe, I'm not sure how you say that, Pikyuf Institute. Kristen Norman is going to be there from the Fire Safe Council, and Klamath National Forest and HCRD. So Happy Camp Fire Protection and others. This is our second annual event. You want to add to that, Mike? Anything, Michael?
Well, it was amazing last year. Kristen was there. Again, another motivating event where we probably had 25 kids, and we had such great partner support, and it was such a great event. They always seem to take a lot of work to put on, but then you do see how great it comes together, and it's just the motivation. So I just wanted to make sure that I kind of got that in as a little plug for stuff we're doing to educate our youth. You know, and there's the fire protection side of it and the fire safety side of it, but there's also the historic use of fire and the role ecologically the fire plays in our mountain landscape across the West and here in the Klamaths. And if I can figure out a way to put a photo in the chat, I'm going to try right now. But I really want to thank Kristen. She was great to be a part of it, help plan it, and that we'll do it again. So thank you so much. And I think we're all just doing as much as we can in all the ways that we can. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
And don't forget to keep asking around for a willing victim to wear the Ready Raccoon costume, or I might have to haul Giselle's 13-year-old grandson all the way there and back with me.
Well, he wouldn't object, I'm sure. Actually, they've been down to Happy Camp, I think, twice recently, floating the river.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's a great
From
kid.
Happy Camp to Orleans. So anyway.
So let me know, Michael, if we need to haul Giselle's grandson with us, but Reddy will be there one way or another.
I'm kind of claustrophobic a little bit, so I'm not sure on a hot day I can fit myself into that amazing Ready Raccoon costume.
Yeah. Well, Araya would be glad, I'm sure. Okay, Susie has her hand raised. Susie?
Yvonne, I just wanted to let you know CAL FIRE has these action plans. I'll be more than happy to give you some for the backpacks if you need. Just let me know how many you need, and we'll make sure you can get those.
That's great. 450.
Perfect. You have them. I'll put my email in the chat and send me an email and we'll get them to you.
Thank you.
That's great. All right, moving on to Lake Shastina. I guess I will speak for them. We have a grant very similar to Dunsmuir's about, actually, we're going to do 6,000 acres of a vegetation treatment plan. And we've put that out to bid. We've gotten some back, plus another 100 and so acres of fuel reduction there. And that's in progress. And there will be a Fire Safe Council meeting on the 18th at 2 o'clock at the community center. If anyone wishes to attend that meeting, they're certainly welcome. I will be presenting Jamie Tarn's PowerPoint on home hardening, and any of your input and your expertise are welcomed. That's 2 o'clock on the 18th at the community center in Lake Shastina. Lower Scott River.
Hello. Have pretty much finished working on the tanks themselves on our tank project. The freeze we had this the winter actually damaged some valves. We lost all the water in the tanks. That's been taken care of. I found some valves that are actually freeze tolerant, which really helps. So now we're kind of doing a little landscaping. We were trying to get some of the buckbrush removed in the area where engines may stay to fill up from the tanks themselves. So that's kind of the low level thing that we're doing now. I do want to get back in touch with our agencies and probably start having monthly meetings for the Lower Scott River Fire Safe Council, just to get information from the agency folks and kind of see what's going on in the bigger picture. So that's on our list to start doing. Kudos to Jake Burgess. He really helped in getting the water back in the tanks once we fixed the valves. So that was really helpful. And just kind of keeping along, doing stuff to try to make it safe.
Sure, appreciate you. That's been a long haul. I'm so glad that it's done and working for you, and that you found a solution to the freeze problem. So thanks, Perry.
Yep.
McLeod, anyone here? All right, we'll move on. Currently in Mount Shasta, we are working on the old stage project. We've got one CODIS crew out there. We've completed about 15 properties, maybe not that many, 10 to 15 properties, and it's looking really good. And we appreciate the Forest Service for their funding. This is through Stevens funding, or we'd never be able to do it. And the people that are receiving the work are very happy. So this is for ingress and egress along evacuation routes up to 300 feet. So it's actually getting some defensible space in some of those homes. So, and it's highly fuel loaded out there if you've ever been. So anyway, and that's mostly what we're working on here in Mount Shasta. Orleans, Soames Bar, anybody here?
Well, they're not here, but I can do a little caveat because I was just out there for their Forks of Salmon 4th of July parade and community event, and I hauled the Ready Raccoon costume out there. I'm not sure if anyone was going to actually wear it. And then Brianna, who's with the Salmon River Restoration Council, at the last minute said, okay, fine, I'll do it. And it was miserably hot, but she did it. And the parade was awesome. I got lots of great pictures. Nancy with the Mid-Klamath Watershed Council, and now Maya, who is moved over from Trinity County, that we met her at some California Fire Safe Council trainings when she was with the Trinity County RCD. And now she's moved over to the Mickwick Orleans site. And so we shared a booth with them. So that was really great. And Nancy really is talking up wanting to revive the Flash program here in Siskiyou County. She was saying how she's, you know, in Orleans, they're just right on the border with Humboldt County. And so Humboldt County is just like off to the races with the Flash program. And so she gets a lot of people, residents that are in just over the line in Siskiyou County saying, hey, all my neighbors in Humboldt County are doing this awesome Flash cost share, you know, reimbursement program. Why aren't we doing that here in Siskiyou County? And I know, it's happened here in the past, but Nancy would really like to kind of forge that ahead and get it going, get it brought back in Siskiyou County. So she and I brainstormed about that. So hopefully we can get her at the next meeting, and anyone else who wants to jump on that bandwagon with us to get that going.
That sounds great. Would love to have her at the next meeting to talk about Flash and explain it, because it's kind of detailed, but it's really a good program.
Yeah, so she knows a lot about it and has done it and has a lot of people kind of beating down her door. So it'd be great to get that going. So that's all I've got.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you chimed in. Quartz Valley. Anyone? And Salmon River, Kristen, you kind of talked about them. So how are they doing out there?
They're good. Alex, what's Alex's last name? Varnes?
Alex Varner. Yeah.
Varner, thank you. Yeah. So I got to talk with him very briefly. Their booth was across the street from us. So we didn't get to chat too much with them. But they, they're working really hard. I know that much. It was fun because I actually was part of the Watershed Stewards program, and that's how I kind of got into being a fisheries biologist for a couple years stint. And so I actually used to get trained by all of those Salmon River Restoration Council folks. And so it was kind of fun to connect the dots with some of the people that were there when I was 24 years old, way back in the day. So yeah, it was great to see them, great to make the connections, but I didn't actually get to hear too much about what they got going on, but I know they got a lot going on.
Yeah. Well, thank you for going. Syad Valley. And then I see that George came on afterwards. George, Wairika Fire Safe Council. And would you introduce yourself at the same time?
Sure. George Jennings, and with the Wairika Area Fire Safe Council and Cal Resource Conservation Development Council. We got a couple things going in the Wairika area. I guess one of the things is I'm trying to run down grant results from the prevention grants, fire or wildfire grants. I don't know if the results came out and we weren't funded, or if they haven't come out yet. So if somebody knows something about that, that would be great. And then we have our monthly meetings on the fourth Tuesday of each month, 6:30 to 8 at the generous use of the Forest Service Supervisor's Office. So if you're more than welcome to come to those in Wairika. We're also looking at a program to look at the county codes and for in the WUI area, maybe tightening those up and looking at possibility North and South County of creating a little bit more enforcement of codes around the communities. I know the city of Wairika is very interested in this, and so we are too. Just looking at the past codes and how we can tighten those up near the communities and work our way out. And very interested, and I know I missed the beginning, but what's going on with the big grant and how, if we aren't funded with the grant we applied for, how we can utilize, your grant in the Wairika area, if that's possible. So just try to stay in touch and stay connected.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Siskiyou County wide, and there will be a little planning committee that will focus on what the CWPP has said as what are areas of literally hot spots, and we will plan from there. So
Hey, Giselle, are you guys using like we spent a lot of money and a lot of time on the Wairikas? It's been accepted, approved, everything. Would you are you gonna go out of your CWPP and use the local CWPPs also?
Well, it's to be determined by the committee, but I don't see why we wouldn't focus on, or at least look at the local CWPPs, because some of them are a little more detailed. Yeah.
Yeah, and look at the priorities that they've come up with and see where there might be a match. So.
Right.
Okay.
Siskiyou unit plan. We're going to try to pull it all together and figure it out. And we'll do the best we can to do the right thing for everyone.
And next month, I'm going to change our name to the Area Wairika Fire Safety Council, so we don't have to be last. That way. So anyway, so just move us up on the list. No, I'm just kidding.
Also, George, if you can get into the chat. If not, I can email this to you. Jen Erickson with the Klamath National Forest, U.S. Forest Service, said that there's going to be a new round of CWDG grant coming up, a new application opportunity says the program provides funding to communities for two primary purposes: develop and revise CWPPs or implement projects described in the CWPP that is less than 10 years old. And she's got a link
Nice.
there. So that's this fall. She said they're not exactly sure when that is going to come online, but that the Klamath National Forest will be hosting a workshop in Wairika for people to help with that application process. So
What's the date of the workshop again, Kristen?
July 28th. Let me look back in my notes here.
Hello, it's the 27th,
27th.
tentatively.
Tentatively, right.
And
Yes.
and we're anticipating the announcement of those grants opening up either July or August.
Right. Oh yeah.
Are your meetings all Zoom still? We're kind of doing both now, and I just wonder because Jennifer brings cookies to our meetings. I just wondered if she did the same thing for you guys.
Oh no.
That's real motivating, that's for sure.
No, mostly I promised to
She
bring
held out a
cookies.
couple times. She's held out a couple times, but we're still hoping for a future delivery. So
Well,
all right,
I don't
thanks.
know.
everybody.
It's up to our board to decide when we'll start. It's just that Siskiyou County is so large.
Oh yeah. Yes.
It's so much nicer that people can call in rather than travel 2 hours
Yeah.
one way. So
Totally get it. Understand for sure.
yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Well, Joseph, you have any reports from CORE? Anything updates from them?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, we are just so excited to get to work on this grant. Nina and I both want to come to Siskiyou County and convene with everyone in person and really just hit the ground running and talk about dates and just other projected timelines. But we've been, I guess, news about this came in March, and we've been just kind of anxiously waiting to start. So now that we're finally here, we've just been over the moon. That's really it on our end. Just really ready to get started as soon as possible. We'll be hiring, of course, up in Siskiyou County, and we'll be putting out job tenders, I guess, as soon as we kind of iron out our scope of work and budgets and other things. But we certainly, will be hiring for managers to execute and facilitate the program.
Yeah. Well, sounds great. We can't wait too. We'll be really happy to get this thing on the road. Any
Yeah,
others?
I'll actually add to that from CORE's pilot project that was here in Dunsmuir last summer. One of the local Siskiyou County residents that they hired to be the outreach coordinator, that activated her in a really big way, and she is now super involved. She's our Linda and my partner in crime that's really motivating this whole resurgence of the now Dunsmuir Castella Fire Safe Council. So I don't know I don't think it would have ever happened if she hadn't been hired on with CORE and done the pilot program last summer. I don't think she'd be doing everything she's doing out in the community now, and working with us, doing really amazing stuff. So that's just a little tidbit of how the ripple effects of the CORE pilot program worked, and how I'm sure it will with this bigger scale.
Mostly Julie has her hand raised, and she's integral part of the team that will be vetting the areas. And she's also our CWPP writer. Julie, would you like to speak?
Just a couple of things. One was sort of to tag on to what George said, because George and I talked a while back, and it's really a great opportunity to see where this goes, working with the county on the some of the basically just policy and things to try to get things matched up with CAL FIRES and enforcement stuff that's going on. And what I was saying is, hey, we wanted to start the whole county, but maybe even starting with the I-5 corridor. So, but Wairika's kind of leading it, and we'll see where that goes. That was one thing, but here's the other thing, real quick, to just share. As I looked at Jen's message and listened again to this Community Wildfire Defense Grant website, something really important to remind all of you guys that are working in the CWPP realm, if you got one for your individual community and you're looking at your designated WUI boundaries, when you update, or right now it's a chance here, update or need to revise your CWPP, it's a great opportunity to go, wait a minute, really this boundary should go out here because it's mid slope and we should take it to here. Look at it from logical standpoint with somebody that's versed in wildland fire, because sometimes CWPs are drawn a little bit arbitrary and not where a fire would go to. So I just suggest that if people are looking at revising or even developing a CWPP, be sure and remember to look at your WUI boundaries. Just a reminder.
Thanks. I appreciate that. We appreciate Julie. She does a lot of really scientific and really good work for us. So Jay Johnson, you have your hand up. Jeremy?
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to George's comments about the wildfire prevention grants. So far, we have not heard anything back from Sacramento. So all the grant applicants, I know, have been patiently waiting for a while. We're waiting to hear back from them. And once they green light the projects, they're going to put out a press release saying which projects they're picking up for this year. So, but I haven't heard any update.
Thank you for that. Anybody else? I don't see any more hands up.
Well, I'll chime in. This is Mike Henson, Happy Camp, and Julie, thank you so much. We've not been as successful as we want to be working with the Klamath National Forest on cross-boundary burns and cross-boundary fuels treatments, but there's progress we've made, and we've got good relationships, and these strategic areas across our landscape. I sometimes tell people that there's not a single piece of private land in our area that is ecologically designed. They're all squares. They might be mining claims with weird shapes, but when you're really going to think about fuels treatments, it really requires cross-boundary burning up to strategic, roads, creeks, ridges, etc. And I'm really hoping we can make a lot of progress on that in years to come, because we've not been as successful. We've been more successful in the Six Rivers National Forest side in the past. But I love Julie's comment about thinking strategically as far as where we plan our fuels treatments, and that includes prescribed fire. So thank you.
Wasn't the pod exercise for that kind of thing, defining strategic boundaries?
Certainly. Yeah. And that's just, it's one tool that has a lot of rationale to where we promote potential fires at the right time of year, where we really need to contain fires at the wrong time of year, how we can use fire personnel during emergencies to understand where we can let things go, possibly, and where fires can be fought well and where they can't. So the pods is just one tool in the tool chest, but it takes a lot of partnerships. And I think we all know that there's a lot of rules, restrictions, and things that we live underneath, to conduct our work the way we want to. But there's such an understanding that this work needs to be done. So we need to kind of like push the boundaries of what we've been constrained by in the past. But again, the cross-boundary burning, cross-boundary thinning, and with the wildfire crisis funding coming online, this is just the best opportunity we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it is. I agree. Well, now we have an open forum, and I think I kind of addressed that. If you have something that's burning in your heart and mind, now's the time to tell us about it. Okay. Action items. Kristen, did you come? Oh, wait, Joseph, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to connect with, I guess, Giselle and Kristen, I guess perhaps offline, given how things are really heating up. Even the possibility of coming up as early as next week or the following, really, to get this kicked off.
All right.
But we'll connect offline on that. But yeah,
Okay, yeah.
we're really excited.
Okay, me too. All right, let me see.
So
Action
action
items.
items for next month. I just have that I will connect with Nancy in Orleans and make sure we can get her at the next meeting and talk about what would be needed to get Flash program up and running again, and just making sure we keep track of the pending events that we're hoping people will get dates nailed down for, so we can plan to be there.
All right,
So chance to speak again, it's George.
sure.
I just wanted to add that the Shasta Valley RCD looks like they're getting pretty close to finish with the Ridgetop Fuel Break, which is southwest of Wairika. You've probably seen it from
Yeah,
the freeway. It's a pretty good size. And I know it's going to be an anchor point for some prescribed burning in the future. So it looks really good. And you can't have enough fuel breaks. So anyway, kudos to them for getting that on the ground and getting it going. I think they're might be getting pretty close to finish, but I called Dan Blessing and I didn't get a response. I wanted to see if I could give an update for them, but
oh,
I wasn't able to find out. But it sounds like looks like they're getting pretty close to finish, so that's great.
yeah, they're doing good work, and they've been working with us some on some of our needs. They're an awesome group, so. All right.
I mean, we
Let's
can,
go.
they are trying to, hire to
Right.
fill in their capacity. But there's a couple people that have taken over for Lindsay last check that are continuing on the countywide mapping platform. We just had a Zoom training on that yesterday. So they're reconfiguring in Lindsay's absence and getting the gaps filled.
Yeah, and that's 34 North. That's creating a mapping tool that will include a lot of our local projects here in Siskiyou County that we can access and see what everyone's doing and work more cohesively. All righty, next meeting is August 9th. The problem with that, it's the first night of the Siskiyou County Fair. We will not be there, I don't believe, Susie, until the 8th. Is that right?
Oh, do you mean the 10th?
Oh, I mean the 10th. What am I thinking? Yes. So we'll be there the 10th to start. Is Susie still here?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
still here. Yes, the 10th is when the booth is open to the public. Jen and myself will be there on the 9th though. CAL FIRE will not be able, if Jeremy's not available, to be on the 9th due to opening ceremonies and stuff that CAL FIRE participates in.
Okay. So y'all still want to have a meeting August 9th with being advised that that's also the night that the fair opens.
Susie, I've never done the fair because it was canceled last year when my first year here. Is the opening ceremonies something that like you have Cal Cougar part of? Is that something Ready Raccoon should be
Nope.
at? No,
No mascots are there. It's to
Okay.
the fairgrounds puts it on. CAL FIRE, Deadwood Crews, and our firefighter one hand crews do a lot of work there. So yeah, so no mascots are there.
Okay, so it's not something that we need to be at.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Again, my question, you want to meet on the 9th? Anybody have any comments? All righty then. Well, I think I'll just leave it up to our board and I'll send out a advanced notice if we decide to meet then or if not. So, but that's a heads up anyway. All right, you guys, I think we did it. So we'll see you next month or the month after if not. And come to the fair. Come and have some fun and get some fire safe information.
And
from
meet
the
ready.
booth.
Meet ready if you haven't already.
All right.
Guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Great
thank
meeting,
you.
guys. Great meeting. Thank you.